G'day General Math students. We're going to continue our study of annuities in advance. In this example, we're going to use the calculator with its finance solver to do the question. So we've got a person called Todd who's saving to purchase a car, putting $400 into an account which pays 8.5% interest and that compounds monthly. We're asked how long it will take before Todd has the $20,000 required to purchase the car. So when they're asking how long, they're essentially asking the N value, the number of periods. Okay, and that can be solved algebraically, but for the scope of our course in General Maths Level 3, we don't need to do that algebraically. We can use the solver on the calculator. And we find that here in Menu, Finance, and Finance Solver. You can see these inputs that we're going to put some data into the calculator and get the calculator to solve the problem for us. What you need to do is actually write down on paper, if you're doing one of these questions in a test using the finance solver, you've got to write down what the inputs are. So part A here, what are you actually putting into the calculator? So these are all the different inputs for the finance solver. Okay, so we're going to say what we're putting in for each bit. Now clearly we're trying to solve for N, so that's the one we're trying to find. We don't know that. The interest rate, 8.5% per annum. Now we don't adjust that here, we just put that in as a percentage and the calculator does the adjustment for us. Present value, well, Todd starts with nothing in his account, so 0, and he's making a regular payment, so this is where we put the payment. Now we're going to put $400 because it's a $400 deposit each month. Remember, any money that comes out of pocket is considered negative. So any money going into the bank, out of pocket into the bank is negative. So that's got to go as a negative 400. The final value, he needs $20,000. Now, when he gets that money, that'll come back out of the bank into his pocket. So we leave that as positive. PPY and CPY are the how often the payments and the compounding, how often it compounds per year. So this is monthly. We're going to put 12 here and here. Now, for these annuities in advance questions, we also need to make sure that the calculator says begin down the bottom. And we'll write that on the page here as well, just to show anyone who's reading that we understand we need begin at the bottom on the calculator. So let's go and put these into the calculator, finance solver, and see what we get. So we'll leave that one blank. We'll tab down to the next one. That's 8.5. Negative 400 here. Oops. Tab there. And it still says begin, so we'll go back up and we go into that empty N row and push enter, and 42.69 is the number we get. So let's go and make a note of that. Now, what is that? What does that number mean? Well, that's telling us the number of periods, and each period here is a month because it's a monthly basis. So that's how many months till Todd has enough money for the car. With a situation like this, however, you've got to consider that this Todd would not be able to cash in his account until he's made a part payment at the end. So essentially that would take him a month. So what I'm saying is that we're going to round up to 43 months. Even though it's only part of a month, the way that these bank accounts generally work is that you have to wait until the end of a period, an interest-bearing period, in order to cash this in. So we're going to round to the end of the period and say that this takes 43 months for Todd to get this money together. Okay, now rather than doing that in 43 months, Todd wants to do this in 3 years. How long is 43 months? Well, 12 months for a year, 24 months for 2 years, 36 months for 3 years, and 43 take 36 is 7, so it's 3 years and 7 months. Todd's decided, no, I want to do it more quickly than that. I want it to only take 3 years. So we'll do this one on the calculator as well. Okay, once again, we're going to put all our inputs. We're going to write these down, and you might want to pause the video at this stage and have a go at this on your own. I'll certainly go straight into this one. I'm going to write begin at the bottom there. Okay, so Todd wants to do this in 3 years. So 3 by 12 we'll put here. And the calculator will work out that that's 36. We have the same interest rate, same present value, we're starting with 0. Now, the regular payment, how much should Todd deposit? That's what we're trying to work out this time. That's the unknown. He still needs $20,000, so that stays the same. And these are still monthly, so we put 12s there. So those are the inputs we're going to use. So we're calculating the regular payment. In the previous video, we did this algebraically. Here we're using the calculator to do it. So let's go and update these. Okay, if we can't do 3 years by 12 in our head, we can get the calculator to work it out for us. That all stays the same. Now this is going to be blank. Other than that, everything else is ready to go. So we'll push enter. So he's going to be out of pocket $486.24. So this says negative 486.24. So that is money out of pocket. That means his deposit each month needs to be $486.24. Okay, so very important that you go and look at the description for the video and look at the different questions you need to try. They're going to get you to work out all sorts of different things, like maybe unknown interest rates. You know, maybe they're going to ask you to find that one, or maybe they'll say, you know, what more of these ones where you've got to calculate the regular payment, or all sorts of different scenarios. So it's important that you go and practice all those questions so you get experience with all the different situations that might come up.